All right, Shalom, Kahala Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kadash, double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace salutations unto the hopeful elect. Once again, I am the brother Yahweh. All right, and the topic of tonight's show will be entitled, The Caveman Has Always Hated You Colored. All right, I'm going to repeat it again and I'm going to entitle it like that. The caveman has always hated you colored. All right, and who's the caveman? You should know better by now. All right, that caveman is referencing to Esau, the so-called white man, because he is a descendant of the caveman. That's why he's called Caucasian. That's why they are usually Salakia. That's why they are usually referred to as Caucasian. All right, because they are descendants of their forefathers who came from Esau that happened to dwell in the Caucasus Mountains of Europe and Georgia, Russia. All right. So the caveman, all right, the caveman, all right, aka white man, uh, Esau, all right, he's always hated you so-called people of color, you so-called African Americans, all right, Hispanics and Native Americans, all right. He shows you all throughout the centuries. He's always shown you that hatred. All right. You try moving into one of his neighborhoods, all right, and you experience that hatred right away, firsthand. You understand what I'm saying, man? Nigga, what the fuck you doing here? Get off our neighborhood. This is our neighborhood. You don't belong here. All right. And then you got many of the so-called Italians who like thinking they're white, and most of them are really not. The last thing any of them would want to hear is that they are really descended from so-called Negroes, almost the majority of them. All right? But a good part of them show you that hatred too, man. You know, they don't know better. You understand what I'm saying? All right? And Spike Lee has shown you this in movies like Do the Right Thing. All right, for some of y'all that might still remember Sal's famous pizzeria. All right, what really happened at Sal's famous pizzeria? For those of you who have seen Do the Right Thing, you understand what I'm saying? All right, that kind of hatred, all right, lingers on to this day. All right, uh, for those of you that may still think, oh, that just goes on in the South. Nah, baby, that hatred is all the way up here north as well. All right, try going somewhere like Far Rockaway. All right, a Far Rockaway. All right, or them places for further down Queens and so forth. All right, or even up north, here in the Bronx, around Yonkers and so on. Try going to either one of them. They're mostly all white places. You understand what I'm saying? But the real inspiration behind me making this video stems, all right. It stems from a video shot this video shot right here, all right, and some brothers have already done their own videos. They've done their own lessons on it. All right, it's at a. It took place in Michigan, I think, at a so-called Trump rally. All right, where you had so-called black Trump supporters. They had a run-in. They had a clash with so-called white Trump supporters. All right, and this one little so-called black chump, and that clip and that video still you see right there. This so-called little African American man who tried rooting for Trump, all right, a so-called black MAGA supporter, he got beaten the black off of him, all right, by a so-called white Edomite, all right, caveman, Donald Trump supporter, man. Okay, so it only goes to show you right there, man. All right, you tell me that hatred does not still exist today, even in 2024. All right, and it's gonna continue till the missiles drop, man. All right, the Lord did not intend this place, all right, to be a place of everlasting love and harmony between two different nations. And who are those two different nations? Esau, the so-called white man, is one nation, and Jacob, the so-called black man, the Hebrew Israelite, is another. All right, two nations are in thy womb. All right, that's what the Lord told Rebekah in the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter. All right, two nations are in thy womb, man. Okay, so that hatred lingers on to this very day. Now I tried to get an actual raw video of this, but couldn't find it, or maybe YouTube has a problem with it. You understand what I'm saying? And and it only shows in this man's channel right here. All right. For those of you that may want to see the whole video, all right, you see the name right there. Go to that channel, and it's really a 4 minute video where it's basically more of a commentary. All right, he gives his commentary on the whole incident that took place, and shows you a little bit of this video right here. And I'm gonna try, Lord willing, and just play a few little seconds of it for those of you that might be watching. You get to see, all right, you get to see the caveman's hatred linger on to this very day. All right, so let's try and play the video. I'm only gonna play that little clip right there. All right, and this is for educational purposes only. All right, so that's all I'm showing right there, and I'm closing that window. All right, for those of you that managed to take a good look, you saw it. All right, the white the white Trump supporter, he was wearing red, I think, was beating the shit out of this little so-called black man, right? I could almost bet, because that was a little guy. Had it been a tall, strong, muscular, you understand what I'm saying? The don't mess with me attitude kind of so-called black man, right? Maybe he would have not taken that beating like that. You understand what I'm saying? All right, but it only goes on to show you, all right, uh, this division, this divide and conquer, whatever you want to call it, this racism, this hatred, all right, Salakia, it's not going anywhere, man. All right, it's not going anywhere. It's still alive and well in so-called 2024. This, Salakia, this hatred, this racism, right? It's not going anywhere. It's still alive and well in 2024. All right, in so-called 2024. All right, and this hatred, all right, this so-called hatred, all right. You want to call it, whether you want to call it white versus black or black versus white, all right. It really has little or nothing to do with the color of our skin. Why the caveman really hates us? It's because of the birthright. It's because of the fact Esau and Jacob were brothers. You go to Genesis, the 25th chapter, all right, and and you get to, you get the whole rundown of that story between the two brothers, how everything went down. All right, how Jacob uh, managed to inherit the blessing, the real blessing off of his father Isaac. All right, and Esau tried pleading unto him with tears. All right, begging and crying like a bitch. All right, let's just call it the way it is. And so right after that, he realized that the birthright was taken away from him. He didn't have the right to even claim it no more. So what really came out of that? A jealousy, a hatred, a deep desire to want to kill and destroy Jacob. And that desire to kill and destroy lingers on to this very day. Many of Esau's descendants are alive and well today, and they are the ones in the positions of power wanting to oppress and destroy you so-called people of color, man, because of that damn birthright. So you can understand. All right. So let's start with Genesis. All right. All right, I'm going to start with Genesis, the 27th chapter. All right, the first book in the Old Testament. All right, Genesis 27. All right, and I'm going to read verses 41 and 42 real quick. All right, to give you a quick summary. All right, of the white man's hatred and why towards you so-called colored people out there. All right, Genesis 27. All right, and I believe this is the chapter right here where it gives you the rundown on how Jacob got achieved getting the blessing, the birthright over Esau and everything, and thus, you know, the, thus was born the hatred and jealousy out of Esau. All right, okay, but I'm gonna read only verses 41 and 42. So here goes Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. You see? And Esau hated Jacob. All right? There it is before your very eyes for those of you that might be watching, man. All right? How long you think this hatred goes back to? You think it goes back to the 1960s or even 100 years before that, man? Hey, this thing goes back thousands of years, man. 2,000 years, maybe more than that, man. It goes back millennia, all right? That's how old Esau's hatred for us so-called people of color is, man. All right? It tells you right here, all right? And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, listen carefully now. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Them I will slay my brother Jacob. There you go. Them I will slay my brother Jacob. All right. So he became a he inherited the spirit of Cain. All right. Esau was really Cain coming back and the regeneration and what was Cain really known for? All right. Cain also told in the Old Testament, if I'm not mistaken, Cain got to kill his brother Abel. All right? Why did Cain kill his brother Abel? Because of jealousy, man. So that same spirit was reborn within Esau. All right? And it continues on to this very day with his descendants and regeneration on the planet Earth, man. All right? And Esau hated Jacob. All right? Let me translate that for you. And the white man hated the Negro. Okay? And the white man, Esau represents the so-called white man, the so-called white race came out of Esau. And the white man hated the black man. Okay, Playman. All right? You cannot get a better interpretation than that. And the white man hated the black man. And the white man hated the colored man. Okay? Plain and simple, man. Because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Because of the birthright. All right? And Esau said in his heart, them I will slay my brother Jacob. And that slaying continues on and on to this very day, man. All right? Verse 42. And these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah. And she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. All right? So right after that, she encourages Jacob, all right, to go hide somewhere, all right, to flee from the hatred and determination of murder of Esau, all right, because right there, right there was when premeditated murder was first conceived and thought about on the planet Earth, man. All right, premeditated murder coming out of Esau right there, man. All right, okay. Let's go to Job now. All right, Job, Job 30 and 6. Job 30 and 6 can, you know, Job 30 and 6, just to give you a brief rundown and summary of Esau's origins, all right, and how they got to live in the caves of Europe in the first place and all that, all right. Their original their original place of dwelling, if I'm not mistaken, is it was Mount Seir, all right, and they were pushed up into the mountains, into the caves, by by local colored people who complained of them being a thief, okay, because they used to go into these villages, all right, and steal whatever they could find. So they were referred to always as a thief, thief, thief. So they got pushed up there, man. All right. So this is Job. All right. 30. All right. Hold on. Job 30. Okay. You know what? I'm going to start from the first verse. All right. Job 30 and 1. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I would have disdained to have set with the dogs of my flock. All right. Now, derision, let's look up that word derision real quick. All right. For edification's sake. Okay. Okay. To laugh, play, mock. Okay. Usually in contempt. All right. To sport, play. Okay, there you go. They enjoy making to this very day. All right, that they enjoy making mockery of you so-called people of color. All right, uh, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter which one of you gets to become so-called rich and famous in this society. All right, you will always be seen as nothing but a nigger, as nothing but a spick, all right, as nothing but a worthless goyim, okay. The elites of this society, that's what they like to refer all you people in general, all right, including you ignorant, no good for nothing, all right, sit in the house all day with a beer in his hand, Joe's six pack white crackers. They don't give two. They don't give two shits about you either. They call you goyim, okay? Worthless goyim, man. Okay, but the so-called Negro and Hispanic, We are the ultimate goyim. Okay, we are their main amusement. Okay, a good example of that in good old slavery days. All right, if you check out the history, you see that whatever you hear come out of my mouth ain't no bullshit. I have done a little research myself. All right, and good old slavery days. All right, little little black babies were taken and fed unto crocodiles and alligators. That's right. And the white man would make an amusement out of that. By it was entertainment for him by him making fucking greeting cards, okay, greeting cards and souvenirs and what have you, depicting what would happen to the little black babies, man. All right, getting put literally inside a crocodile's mouth, man. Go check that out for yourself. You'll see that I ain't bullshit. All right. Now back to the scripture. All right. So they that are younger than I, all right, okay, they that are younger than I, because they were born first, according to Genesis 25, that they are the younger, all right, they are really the elder, all right, and the elder shall serve the younger, all right. But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, all right. Verse 2. Yea, whereunto might the strength of their hands profit me, all right, and whom old age was perished. For want and famine they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness, in former time desolate and waste. All right, okay. Who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat. Okay, so this is telling you how they lived for a time. Okay, like beasts. Okay, like savage beasts. Okay, like dogs. They would eat off the bushes. Okay, they would grunt. Okay, they okay. Here it is. They insist. They insist upon all of us to learn to speak their so-called English. Okay, English is the official language of this man's society and even the whole world, right? English, Salaka. English is that dominant, that is the so-called dominant language right now, right? But in those days, they did not even speak that. Their only language was okay? Plain and simple, man. Okay? And they would eat off the bushes and all that. Okay? And grass, so you can understand. All right? Verse 5, they were driven forth from among men. Okay? They cried after them as after a thief. Okay? Exactly what I had said earlier a few moments ago. Verse 6, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys and caves of the earth and in the rocks. Okay, there you go. Okay, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, all right, and caves of the earth and in the rocks. That's why in this modern society that we yet live under them today, okay, many of these modern so-called skyscrapers and tall ass buildings and what have you, That they are nothing but how should I put it? They are just a modern take on their original dwelling places up in them mountains, man, high up in them mountains. That's why they came up with these skyscrapers and all that. All right, okay. Verse 7. Among the bushes they brayed, under the nettles they were gathered together. Okay, they were children of fools, yea, children of base men. Base man, base means low. Okay, lower than a cockroach, so you can understand. Some, most of the things that they do in this society, you should have noticed by now, are low. Okay, low. Okay, low, low base, man. Okay, base. Okay, you want me to give you a good example of base? Okay, okay, a base, man. Okay, everything is folly here. Everything is everything that they most of what they do is just folly. Okay, it's low. All right, you should know what I'm talking about, where I'm trying to get at. All right, okay, they were viler than the earth. Okay, there you go. They were viler than the earth. Now let's go to Wisdom of Solomon real quick. All right, all right. So I'm at King James Bible Online, Wisdom of Solomon, all right, chapter 2 and verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reference the ancient gray hairs of the age. All right, so what is that talking about? That's talking about how the caveman's descendants, all right, have continued to exercise their disdain. Disdain is another word for hatred. All right, they continue to exercise their hatred. All right, and you know exercise their hatred and use their authority. All right, to basically try and crush us as a people, man, by means of their oppression. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reference the ancient gray hairs of the age. So there you go now. Okay? That's what that's talking about. All right? Now, I'm going to go to Psalms 50, for the 55th chapter. All right? Going back to the New Testament. Psalms 55. All right? Okay, Lord willing, I'm going to end it there. This does not necessarily have to be too long, just to finish making my point. All right. But for those of you that really get to know and understand the Bible already, all right, you should know that you should know by now, as well as I have learned. Okay, it's really the story of two individuals, of two brothers. All right, Esau and Jacob. Okay, two nations are in thy womb. All right, you know what I'm saying? And for centuries there has been nothing but strife, Okay, nothing but strife, okay, and animosity between these two different nations, man. That they were not really meant to get along. All right, and in these last days, the Most High is getting ready to hand the victory over. All right, unto Jacob, and give, help Jacob rise back to power, man, and inherit the whole planet Earth. All right, and Esau will lose, and he will never rise up again. Plain and simple. It tells you in Second Esdras, the 6th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right. So Psalms 55. Let's see if I can look this up here real quick. All right. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna read the whole chapter because it ain't that long. All right. But this could also be referred to as the white man scripture. All right, as Esau, as one of E as one of the E as one of the caveman scriptures. All right, okay, so I'm gonna get right to it. Psalms 55 verse 1, to the chief musician on Neginoth, Machel, a psalm of David. Give ear to my prayer, O power, and hide not thyself from my supplication. Attend unto me and hear me. I mourn in my complaint and make a noise because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked. Okay, now the scripture I had read previously, what was that talking about? Let us oppress the poor righteous man, right? That's what the so-called white man was created for. Okay? Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Their hatred continues to this very day, man. Okay? As a matter of fact, for those of you that might be watching, there's this channel on YouTube, all right? This so-called black man, he has a channel there. He may not really be in the truth, but he puts out videos almost every day, every week. All right, uh, basically relating to how these individuals keep looking down, disrespecting, all right, and humiliating and killing you so-called black people to this very day, man. Okay, and that channel is called, if I'm not mistaken, Runaway Slave 2.0, something like that, man. Just look it up on YouTube and type Runaway Slave, man, and you see what I'm talking about. All right, he puts out new videos and gives commentary on different situations that go on, well, within the so-called black community, and how they continue to be victimized by the caveman's hatred. Okay, this very day. All right. So I'm gonna keep reading. Because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. You see? All right? The first scripture I read, okay, Genesis 27, right? And Esau hated Jacob. All right? Okay? Verse 4, my heart is sore pained within me, and the terrors of death are fallen upon me. The terrors of death, because this you know this caveman continues to murder our people day in and day out, and the ultimate terror of death is going to come by way of this martial law, man. All right, this martial law, this martial law, or Jacob's trouble that's coming. Okay, that the brothers keep talking and referencing to. Okay, that this Jacob's trouble that's coming. Okay, and I myself keep going to, you know, oh, almost every video I make, I go, I seem repetitive, and basically, and this theme of ours, as the great apostle Elder Gabar would say, in this theme of ours, it is important to continue being repetitive and with these scriptures, man. All right, but when it comes to teaching them the right way unto the people, okay. But I keep going back to Revelation, okay. Revelation 12. Hold on a second. I keep going back to Revelation, and Salakia. It's late in the night. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on a minute. All right. Revelation. Hold on. Salakia. Let's just revisit that real quick. All right. Okay. Revelation 12 and 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right, so hey, Revelation, Revelation 12 and 12, man. And the demons were trying to confuse me. You understand what I'm saying? This is a scripture that I have known by heart for some time now. All right? But the scripture also does say, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, man. Okay? Ephesians, the 6th chapter. All right? Now I'm going back to Psalms 55. All right? Where David goes on to say, all right, and the terrors of death are fallen upon me. Verse 5, fearfulness and trembling are come upon me, and horror hath overwhelmed me. And I said, oh, that I had wings like a dove, for them would I fly away and be at rest. Lo, them I would wander far off, and remain in the wilderness, Salah. I would hasten my escape from the windy storm and tempest. Destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. You see that? Day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof. Mischief and sorrow are in the midst of it. Wickedness is in the midst thereof. Deceit and guile depart not from her streets. For it was not an enemy that reproached me, them I could have borne it. Neither was it he that hated me, that did magnify himself against me, them I would have hid myself from him. All right? But it was thou, a man my equal, my guide and my acquaintance. All right? Salaka. We took sweet counsel together and walked unto the house of the Most High in company. Let death seize upon them, and let them go down quick into hell, for wickedness is in their dwellings and among them. As for me, I will call upon the Most High, and the Lord shall save me. Evening and morning, and at noon I pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. He hath delivered my soul from the battle that was against me, for there were many with me. Yahweh shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth from old, Salah. Because they have no changes, therefore they fear not the Most High. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Okay, that's talking about your friendly neighborhood white man right there. All right, many of you so-called blacks, you colored, okay, you Hispanics, you Native Americans, uh, you like to befriend this man, and the majority of them ain't really your friend, man. Okay, they shake your hand, they smile at you, but behind that smile is a smirk, man. Behind that smile is a thought of destruction for you. All right? Behind that smile is thoughts to set traps for you. All right? Yet were they drawn swords. You see that? Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. You see, so even in these last days, Lord willing, even in the midst of Jacob's trouble, all right, because Jeremiah 30 and 7, all right, Jeremiah 30 and 7 does go on to say, it is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. You understand what I'm saying? That the Lord will look after his elect. All right? Verse 23. But thou, O power, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful man shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. All right? So there you go, man. So I hope you have been edified. Shalom.